Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we'll check read multifile concept. Already we made a video on write multifile. You can go and check that in the link above. I'll just attach that. So once you finish watching that, you can come back to here to understand more on complete flow. Okay, complete RMF and WMF. Okay, so both components are rarely asked in interview, but you can expect this. Okay, so we'll just start for today. So if you're new to the channel, you can can browse through other playlist. Okay, we have made one playlist for whole interview concept and the other playlist for separate components. So the expectation for this use case is how do you handle different components. Okay, so generally asked for 5+ years. Okay, so not sure whether you'll get in if you are 3+ or 4+. Maybe you won't get. Okay, so generally ask for 5+ years to to test your component skills. Okay, how do you handle? And then when I say handle, okay, you should know the configuration and everything. Okay, so for in this case we'll be using the RMF component. Okay, read multiple component, and then you should know how to configure and what are the parameter list that you have in this component. So those details you need to know. So for those details you can go and study here. Okay, so a lot of parameters will be there. You should know which one to use. Okay, so what are the parameters that is useful for your use case depending on the interview questions. Okay, see, there can be many variations in this question. Okay, so for this use case I just simply the content is simply you have to read multiplies. Okay, but there can be some more some more layers. Okay, layers added to this. We can add this to this use case. Okay, like we can add you can if three files have 50 records. Okay, total 150 records, you can configure the component to read at starting 10 records. Okay, you can you can configure them to skip other records. Okay, so there are like many variations available in each component. Okay, so for those, see, those knowledge will be available see it's available ready made in here in this Abinitio site. Okay, just you can log in and then you can study for free with your with your company's ID. Okay, if not you can register. Okay, if you register and then you can use. So here the concept checklist is nothing but this particular component. Okay, and then the coding skills. Okay, you how do you code, and then string functions. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so coding respective to this component, and then some string function. See, string function is default. Okay, you should know all the string functions. Okay, concur, substring, and everything. Okay, so this is to be default for every use case, for all the use cases. Okay, they'll be expecting this one. Okay, so the design would be I'll just tell the design. Okay, so for this these three files will be stuffed in one list file. For example, let's say that list file is available in a serial path. Okay, a serial path. Okay, the list dot dat, let's say. Okay, in that list dot dat you have these three files. Okay, so these three files are available there, and then you can mention the file name as well. Okay, file1.dat. Okay, when you open this file, you will have this file1.dat, file2.dat, and then file3.dat. So on the DML would be, okay, so we'll write the DML for this list.dat. Okay, so nothing but string, and then the file name. Let's put file name and then enter. Okay, so this DML will know it's okay, it's written for to read the list file. Okay, so basically your file name field is nothing but that row will that's nothing but your file1.dat, file2.dat, file3.dat. Okay, so specified in the string format. So all these things, okay, including dot, we should be able to read as a string. Okay, so these three are the three are the rows. Okay, just just the specific name rows. Okay, so that one converted into list file, and then the list file is added here. Okay, just a normal input file, you can drag and put, and then you can specify the DML, and then you can configure that. After that we have RMF. Okay, so you can go and check in your organizer. Okay, Abinitio organizer, you will have the read multi-file component, and then you can drag and put, and then you can able to configure that. Okay, after that you can put the output file. So that's it. Okay, that's the ETL design. So rest everything, everything like we have to handle those in the code level. Okay, so this is up to your the this is up to your input file, okay, up to input file. So after that you need to configure, okay, so this is up to input file, okay, whatever we written. So after that we have to go for RMF. So in RMF, now there are two things, okay. One part is configure, okay, and another area is coding, okay. So in the configure, there are like see, if for this you should be aware of component knowledge. So which you will get from your tool, okay. You can just simply drag and drop in your canvas, and then you can double click and you can study the parameters, okay. So you should be aware of component and then what are the parameters list, okay, present inside that component. So be aware of that. So just what are parameters available and then how to configure that. So mainly for this use case, you can go and directly code the transform, okay. So you have transform, right? So transform panel, you can directly code that, okay. So you can write the code here, okay. So we'll just write the code for for reading those three files, and then to okay, what are, see, now you can ask like what are the contents present in these three files, okay. So for file 1, you say, for file 1 assume you have 101 comma J, okay, 102 comma J, 103, like that, okay, like that, like that, copy and paste, okay, like similar to similar for other files as well, okay. Just 2, and then file 3 you have 103, you can configure 4, you have 5, you have 6, and then you can Venki, you can put Hari, you can put Jaya, and then you can put okay, and then Maya, okay. So okay, so we have these three files, okay. So these three files, and then your list file is nothing but your consolidated files, okay. So consolidated list, so this one will have your consolidation, okay, your file total file list, okay, total file name list, okay. So just a consolidation. So these three will be there. So inside these three individual files will have these records, okay. Two, and then total 6 records we have out of in those three files, okay. So that's input details. Now our component, okay. So our component should open each file and then should be able to read them with the proper record format that we specify, okay. So everything should be configured within this component. So that's what we are going to do now, okay. So okay, so in the RMF, okay, in the RMF sorry, the RMF, the coding, okay, in the transform, you just specify, okay. First thing is we need to, okay, we need to get the file name. So for getting the file name, you have get file name function, okay. So we have get file name function, okay, begin and then end. So all this you can stuff this in your transform, okay. So okay, so you can stuff this code inside the transform. So here you should specify, okay. Let's see, okay. So suppose this file, okay. So this file is residing in the serial path, right? So we'll see string concat, okay. And then here you can specify, okay. You can specify that's lying in that's lying in a serial path, right? A serial path, right? So here after that comma in dot file name. So what I'm so from this function, okay, from this function I'll just highlight the function, individual function. So this get file name function, okay. So this will for each individual file, this will take it as a, okay, a serial slash you have file 1 dot dat, okay, like this, okay. Like this you will have three file 1 dot dat, file 2 dot dat, file 3 dot dat. So it will just it will just try to read each individual file, okay, one by one. So here now while opening first file, okay, you need to specify the record format. Okay, for this use case, assume like you all those three files are say have same record format. Okay, so what should we do? You have to type. You have to like give the temporary record format. Okay, so we'll just give the record format record, and then you have end. Yes, so here if you see the data okay, data here, okay, in file 1, file 2, file 3 all have same. So you have student ID and student name. Okay, so you can specify student ID in decimal. Okay, so decimal, your string limiter is your I use comma, so SID student ID and then student name. So that's what, okay, yes, name, that's it. Okay, so this is a record format which will give in the in this function, in the armor function, compound function. After that, after that, see, this is just a record definition. Okay, your DML definition, and this is like to highlight, okay, to tell the component what are the like where to read. Okay, so now we have to actually read. Okay, so for that, okay, now so now here it comes. Okay, the main function comes. Okay, so this is the main function, the read function, which is we are going to read. Okay, so that's it. So here just you're going to read the function. Okay, so you can just put begin and end, and then you can put, like, we are going to read all the contents, right? So you just put in dot out search. That's it. Okay, so here uh, you should not put in, I think you should put read. Okay, so read dot stop. Okay, yeah, so that would that would give you a result. Okay, so now if you say, if you see the output, okay, outflow, you will have 101 Ajay, okay, everything. So all this stuff, copy. Okay, so all those records, so you will get all those records. Okay, so Ajay, Jay, and then Venki, Hari, and then you have these three. Okay, that's it. So you can able to read all those all those files in the output. So that's your that's your output, output creation in this file. So this is a this is a sample use case. Okay, so now comes the to complicate. Okay, so if you're able to answer even this one in the interview, now to complicate this, okay, now to set a trap and complicate this, the recruiter may add on something. Okay, so what say, like, you have skip skip the so let's say skip the last record in each file. Okay, so for that, how will you do? So for this, you should understand the parameter. Okay, so you have a skip parameter inside the rmf component, you have to specify that. Okay, you have to specify the last record. Okay, like that. So like that, you have some, like, you have some read count as well. Okay, so your read count parameter, suppose the recruiter asks you read read first two records in every file. So for this, again, you need to go to the RMF component. You need to check whether any parameters is there related to this one. Okay, this is a use case. So for this use case, you have some read count parameter that we have to specify. Okay, read count parameter. There you have to specify the number. Okay, 2 or 3 or whatever recruiter is asking you. So that's why, like, see, for each component, okay, see, we can have a basic idea, and then it's your duty to study on that, and then to become expertise. Okay, so that you can answer these rare cases. Okay, so this rare case, I mean, this exceptional thing. Okay, because once you answer this, the recruiter may test you with with the two or three parameters that is like more important. Okay, see, you can ignore in all the component, you can ignore this log parameter, is threshold. Okay, so those areas, and then uh, error parameter, and then likewise. Okay, so you can ignore these things. Okay, you can ignore. So the other things, okay, other important parameter that you feel, okay, that you feel like recruiter may ask, you can focus on that, and then you can just build on basic idea out of that. Okay, so for this, okay, for this today's use case, you can just you can apply these two, okay, these two use case for the on this top of this question, okay, on this top of this you can apply this, okay. So if the recruiter is asking you like skip the first record, last record, how will you do that? Okay, so that you can experiment this in your GD, okay. So for any doubt on any doubt or any gaps in the coding or any compound level, always you can go and verify here, okay. So that's the one source, okay, one point, okay, one point source, okay. So always all Abinitio team is they are helping, and then now they arranged a AI as well, okay. So we have AI chatbot as well, okay, in Abinitio a learning site, okay. In the learning site we have this AI chatbot, you can make use of that, okay. You can make you can write your own problem statement, and then you can ask the AI chatbot to give the design or write the code, okay. So you can test that, you can play with this chatbot, okay. So that's it for today, and then I hope I will just come with we'll just continue the essay type, okay, tomorrow. So tomorrow we can bring up some essay type one, and then later we can go to some complex component, okay. And in the weekend we can cover okay, some people are requesting to cover general concept, okay. So I'll just cover those in Saturday Sunday. Let's not cover those in the weekend, okay. We'll just push those general concepts, okay. For example, uh, somewhere somewhere some people were worried about future scope of Abinitio, okay. And then some people were asking what are the checklist, okay. So provide us the checklist for you know Abinitio, for Abinitio like inter preparation, okay. So what are the checklist we should have for like most of the companies, okay. And then some people were concerned about the complex component study, okay. Use case, okay. So suppose plans, plans meta hub, and then continuous flows, and like this, okay, like this RMF, okay. So we have so many complex components that needs to be discussed, okay. So and then some people were asking about who are the clients, okay, clients that are using Abinitio now, okay. So those areas we can cover those these generalist concepts in the weekend, okay. So I'll just try to come up with any one generalist concept, okay. You can comment down your own general concept, okay. So whatever you need to bring to the table, you can bring that, you can comment down, okay, so that I can just pick it up, and then I can discuss in our weekends, okay. So apart from that, there are like multiple questions pending, okay. So we'll just discuss that, and then if you get the proper solution, we'll just put that in the upload that, okay. So please be like please be patient, okay. So because like some people were asking asking about plans and other you see, in plans there are multiple use case, okay. So when we discuss on the plans, I'll just document it properly, and then when uploading, I should be confident that everyone should understand, okay. So okay, please be patient, and then we'll just cover those in the future, okay. Until then, I'll just see you guys in the next video, and then tata, bye bye.